on High Media Inc., on Deep Culture Sessions. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok. We will be on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn later on today. I'm really happy to welcome our next special guest, my friend Dill. He not only is he a race car driver with the Hamilton Mini Indy, but he's also the only person I know who is a humanoid robotics specialist. Dill, come on into the studio, my friend. Join us in the hot seat. Some water here for you. I have coffee. You came on such a great day, Dill. What you think of Randy?
Awesome. It's great to meet him. Great to meet him.
What a down to earth.
Right.
Right. I didn't expect him to be so incredibly down to earth.
Right. Yeah.
So, Dill, thank you for joining us in the show today. We have this is our 12th episode of Steel Town Sessions. We have a street level studio overlooking a very vibrant, eclectic, exciting downtown core. There's some crazy shit that goes on here, man. I'm not gonna lie. I invited you on the show last week. We were talking. I was so excited to find out that not only are you a race car driver, because boys and their toys. I love that Need for Speed. But you also are a robotics specialist. So let's backtrack a bit. How does someone have two exciting careers like that? Like, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've always been a speed demon. I've always built cars, built fast cars, stuff like that. And I actually went to engineering to work on cars. And life kind of took me a different way. I went into robotics and I started developing robotics, stuff like that. So I spent most of my career in developing custom high-speed robotics and medical and industrial, all kinds of different things. And then, but at the end of the day, I still have that speed edge, right? So what can I get? How can I get this out? It's great since I linked up with Toronto in Hamilton Mini Indy.
Okay, Hamilton Mini Indy, yeah.
You can, anytime you want to get into race car driving, the best way to get into it is through kart driving. So
you had said this to me the other night, that this is the only way in.
Well, it's not the only way, but look at all the every single Formula One driver that's out there. Like look at Kimi Antonelli, the best Formula One driver right now. He started in kart racing, shifter karts.
Okay.
Places like Toronto, places like in the Hamilton Mini Indy, places like that. So they have a great program where you can go and learn to drive. They have they teach you how to drive the car.
So teach you how not to crash.
Yeah, because they're fast cars.
These are monster machines with some real horsepower underneath them.
Right.
You said you drive an M2?
Yeah, for like daily cars.
Oh, okay, for shits and giggles, that's your daily driver. Okay, what do you drive on the track?
Well, on the track, I usually take the M2.
Okay.
Some of my friends have some Porsches and stuff.
And how do you do usually overall? Make money's?
We usually just race for fun. In even in Mosport, they have open track rules.
Okay, those are fun.
And anybody can bring a car. I mean, we go through lots of cars, but you just open them up and just racing today just for fun, right?
Oh man, that would be a fun day.
Oh yeah.
Do you get to spend a lot of time in the track?
Yeah, I try to as much as I can. It's just life. And that's why I joined the Indy because it's like a weekly thing. Every Sunday I go there and I race, and it's a whole series. You have races every Sunday. You have qualifying sessions, like a full, and you earn points.
Okay.
For different leagues. For a rookie, they'll put you in the rookie league class, and then you race against guys in your skill level, and then they're learning.
Okay. So if you had one bit of advice for somebody watching at home who wanted to become a racer, who wanted to get into the racing scene, what would that advice be?
I'd say it's not impossible because all you need to do is find places where you can learn, and there's safe places that learn and offer you safe environments like the Hamilton Mini Indy, where you can go and learn to drive, and then if you're good at it, so you're serious about it, then you can use that same place really because they do driver racing too, right? So you can build your own car shifter cars.
Oh really?
Yeah, and you get sponsors and you go
Okay, I like this.
It's a whole it's a whole industry. It's a whole industry, right?
So is there an age requirement? Like, I'm guessing you have to have a driver's license.
No.
No,
No requirement. There's kids that I race against that are like this tall.
no way.
Yeah.
You ever had your ass kicked by a kid?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's some humility right here.
Absolutely. Because those kids are fast, man, and
Okay.
they're fearless.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about, is there too old to be a racer? If I'm 58 this year, could I go race?
Absolutely, you
I'm
can.
still not considered too old.
No,
I wouldn't trust me on the freaking track, but you know, that's okay. If you're out there and
Maybe
you
if
want
you
to be,
weigh like 500 pounds, you might be a little slow.
oh, no way.
Yeah.
Built for
You're
speed,
built for speed,
ladies
my
and
friend.
gentlemen.
Yeah, so keep that body game.
Well, Randy tells me I need to add cheeseburgers to my diet and bulk up. a little
Everyone needs
bit.
more cheeseburgers. That's
They,
what
they have a contest going on tonight, Best Belly.
Oh, Randy will probably win.
He might, but have you seen City of Hamilton? There's some
Yeah.
impressive bellies out there.
I have a feeling they're not actually invited to that.
No, probably not. He's the coolest, skinniest guy in the audience on stage to point out what the difference between
Right.
having a big fat belly, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you have a day job that is equally exciting. You're also, besides the only person I know who's a race car driver, you are a humanoid robotics specialist, and you were telling me you have your own robot.
Yeah. So, if you don't know about humanoid robotics,
Tell us a little more.
okay, so you've probably seen industrial robotics where you see like machines and robots, just arms of robots building cars.
Building
Building
cars or like
So those
filling.
robots have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Right now we have robots in the form of humans to interact with the rest of the world, and they
Of
can
course.
do tasks that humans can do.
This happened to me the other night too. Immediately my mind went to sex robots, but we're not talking about sex robots. We're talking about humanoid robots that can perform specific tasks.
Daily tasks, like I imagine in probably 25 years, your UPS driver will probably be a humanoid robot.
Oh yeah. What about having a humanoid robot butler?
Absolutely. That's what a lot of companies are working on.
Okay.
That specific thing, because the thing with, so before we used to train robots, how you used to teach them is you used to program them. Basically, if I want to pick this up from here and put it here, you have to teach the robot all these points to pick it up and put it there.
Oh, okay.
Humanoid
Like
robot
how to pick it
now
up.
with AI,
Down, yeah.
you tell the robot what you want, your end goal, and the robot figures out with AI what it needs to do to achieve that end goal. So you tell the robot, pick this up from here and place it here, and then it figures out the path.
So how humanoid is a humanoid robot? Like, can I make it look like a person, or is it more like that that Will Smith movie where they're all like?
It's more like the Will Smith movie.
I thought it
Yeah.
would be more like the Will
Yeah,
Smith.
but there are ones that look more like humans that, if you look at Japan, they're working on robots that are more human-like features and stuff like that. But the key to robotics is AI.
Of course, 100%. Over the last 2 years, I've become heavily dependent on my AI-driven digital assistant.
Of course.
It has changed the way I work, how I do business, how I stay organized. And if that were in a humanoid robot, if that interface were in a humanoid robot, and I could use that daily, I can't even begin to. I'd be like Tony fucking Stark. Getting Jarvis, the Jarvis. Can you pull up the?
Yeah, Tony Stark one day.
Oh.
I mean, the way it's going right now, technology and AI and quantum computing, in 50 years, we're not going to recognize the place we're living in.
Okay, let's talk for a second about quantum computing. That's that speed of light computing I keep hearing about, isn't it?
Yeah,
So what is quantum computing for people like me and people like
Yeah, okay, so computing, think about a transistor or a computer chip. A computer chip is billions of transistors, right? And they're on and off states.
Okay.
Right? So a computer program is you have to, a quantum computer operates at the quantum level. So because it's at the quantum level, quantum is all the states. So all the transistors could be on or off. Now that gets
that's like that. There's a law about viewing something. Like I know when they do that.
right. It's I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's an experiment, a very famous experiment. They shot protons.
It's Schrodinger's cat.
Oh, that's right. Is it alive or
If
dead?
it's
Yeah.
alive. Only if you see it, if you observe it, it's there. If
Oh.
you don't observe it, it's a different.
Okay, and for those of you at home who don't know about Schrodinger's cat, there's a very famous scientific experiment, and they put a cat in a box with a vial of poison gas. And that cat becomes simultaneously alive and dead and both, because you don't know exactly what that cat is until you observe it.
Right, and that's what they say about quantum is when we observe, it changes our path.
Fuck, I hope we get time travel out of this stuff.
But anyway,
Anyway,
going
sorry, I
back to
digress.
quantum computing.
Okay,
So now think about if you ask a regular computer to solve a puzzle, a maze, right?
okay.
And there's all these paths through a maze. A regular computer would try every single path to get to the end result. And
Okay.
found the end.
Fair
A
enough.
quantum computer could try all the paths at once,
Oh,
instantaneously.
that's
So,
like God mode. Oh,
It's like God mode. Now think
Wow.
about AI operating in God mode, right? So right now,
Wow.
AI's limitation is the only limitation the AI has is our ability to compute. Right, that's why you're seeing all these server farms going up. There's
Yeah.
a chip shortage going on right
Yeah.
now because they're all being sucked up by all the servers because everyone's trying to enable AI. You need compute for AI and fast compute, which is why NVIDIA is doing really well.
Oh, yes, it
Because
is.
they were the first company that they were focused on multi-thread processing, high-speed processing for graphics,
Okay.
and it just lent itself perfectly to the AI. So that's what the AI
Okay.
needs. So now, but once we get to quantum computing, it's going to be an evolutionary leap for AI.
So we're gonna see this leap in our lifetime.
We will see a leap in our lifetime.
And we're not building Skynet here, ensuring our own mutual destruction. I know there's people
That is
out
a-
there who are so distrustful about
Right.
AI and this new technology. And I
Right.
kind of think of it like, Abe Simpson from The Simpsons show, always like never wanting change.
Right,
I
and
think
that's
it's a good
it's
thing
the same thing,
myself.
right? So it's like you look at it in two different perspectives,
Okay.
right? So it's like, yes, that is the risk you take, but how do you control something that, how can you control something that you want to be able to think free?
Okay.
Right?
I try to watch my manners with AI, and I always use please and thank you. And I'm trying to like make sure that if there is a potential robotic AI overlord that's going to take over, that I'm at least in good standing, that I've always used my manners, that I'm not rude or ignorant to my AI digital assistant.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. At the end of the day, if there is a digital overload that takes over, it's going to care about one thing is how do we improve efficiency and what are the vermin that's doing. How do we fix here? Because AI needs a goal, right? What's my goal?
Oh yeah, I could see that being used by I don't know a super villain. It's going to be a fascinating jump. I'm 58 this year, and I saw cell phone technology come in so that everyone carries a smart supercomputer around in their pocket. And if you're like me, 6 supercomputers. I watched computers go from 386s using DOS to supercomputing, now quantum computing, where we are now.
Yeah.
And I've seen AI deepfake videos that could fool anybody.
Anybody.
And we have entered, like, I know that we talk to our seniors now about not believing everything you see.
Exactly.
Because there's a certain cutoff point, I believe, in age where you look at something and you can't tell whether it's been created digitally, whether or not it's a deep fake. I see Kevin O'Leary selling like
Stuff you shouldn't be selling.
stuff he shouldn't be selling. I see messages from political leaders saying stuff they probably shouldn't be saying. And as someone who is unfamiliar, or who would be unfamiliar with technology, or even intimidated or a little scared by technology, seeing this kind of stuff and being able to tell what's real and what's not, I think it's a real problem.
Absolutely, and that's where there's a real market right now in software solutions for identifying what's fake and what's real.
Oh,
Right, so there's companies working on those kinds of things because this has become a problem. Because that's what companies do, and that's how innovations happen is you solve problems. Right?
see, yeah. And one of the problems I had with our magazine publications has been over the last 3 or 4 years was AI created content. And even as like we print articles and we publish artwork, And we had become really good at figuring out how to detect what was a Chat GPT, Grok, or Gemini article as opposed to a written human article.
Right.
And just saying AI rates way better than your average human.
It does.
It does. I look for how often there are like small little mistakes that an average writer will make. I'm an editor, so I edit my writers' articles.
Yeah.
And when they submit something that's too good to be true,
Yeah.
it always is.
That's right.
And you know what? That's telling the entire way I do business has changed.
Right, but at the same time, what do you do as a business?
I
The first thing you do is you lean into it. You lean into it.
absolutely you learn how to use these tools.
Yeah, because then that's how you come on top, right? Because if you're just gonna be afraid of it and make restrictions around, don't use this, don't use
You are
that,
going to get left
you'll
behind.
get left behind.
And you know we're in the year 2026. This is the future.
Yeah.
When I was a 10-year-old boy, I used to dream about the future. What it would be like in the the 2025, 2035. You know that would we have hoverboards?
Yeah.
Would we have robots? Would we have AI like
Think about
this?
this. Think about this. Once we get to quantum computing, let's say they get to that presumably in the next 10 years,
Yeah.
and AI is already making discoveries in sciences that we don't even know about in medical science.
Isn't it also committing like it's also participating in global warfare?
Well, of course, yeah.
Like, and
Defense systems.
I've been really watching. Like, this is a new way of seeing war unfold.
But like think about the materials we have right now that we use, synthetic materials that we use,
Okay.
that are made by scientists that came up with these concoctions in chemistry. Well, AI is now doing this at a rapid pace. Now think about the amount of innovations we're going to see in our materials, our medications.
Can you imagine somebody like Nikola Tesla being assisted by AI?
Well, he already is. He already is because a lot of enterprises already using AI in their enterprise deployments because mainstream consumer, we're seeing AI like Gemini, chatbot and stuff, but some enterprises will have assistants that are AI that are responding to emails that the CEO is getting, but it's his AI assistant. You'll have multiple AI assistants.
There's a popular conspiracy theory out there. Do you know what DARPA is?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, DARPA is the big organization that works with technology and additionally new technology. And I was watching a video a few weeks ago that DARPA only releases technology to the public once it's had that technology thoroughly tested, usually like 10 to 20 years. So that got me thinking, if we are at this level technologically as the public, as the consuming public, what in the world level do they have?
Exactly.
Right? And that's staggering and eye-opening for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, is there any? I can't ask you about top secret projects that you're working on, but what's one of the cooler things you've seen as a robotics specialist and a robotics expert working in the Canadian technology sector?
To be honest, right now, humanoid robotics.
Humanoid robotics.
I mean, I've done some really interesting stuff where you defy physics with robotics because for high-speed robotics, you have to operate at a high level of physics. And when you do that, you have to make mechanical systems to operate at super high speed, right? So you're running with physics problems and things like that. So you do really crazy stuff, which I can't really talk about exactly what they are, but like assembling stuff, like moving stuff really fast, high payloads, like really fast. But also stuff like I've done stuff for the U.S. Department of Defense, where
We don't want to get in trouble with those guys.
it's this is like it was basically when COVID happened. This company came to me and they were designing. There's like a big fridge, but it's for sanitizing.
Okay.
So we use UV. We have carbon peroxide or hydrogen peroxide spray and stuff for sanitization. Inside the fridge. Our idea was any school can use it, whatever, to sanitize whatever they want. So be like, but it's during COVID where that was a phase, right? So we developed this machine, but by the time we developed it, it was the end of COVID. And like I'm like, there's not going to be that much use for this machine. It's not staying around. Right?
Until the next time.
Right. And then the U.S. Department of Defense came around and said, we like that. You hook that up to a surgical school, field surgical basic sanitization.
Oh
And
wow!
picturize and put it on a helicopter. And of course, the short answer is always yes.
Always yes.
And
Always
essentially,
yes.
that's what we do. We figure out the problem, and then we spent 6 months and we miniaturized the thing. We got to be able to hook up to a safety scope. And I left the project after we did the initial prototyping and everything. When she worked delivered to the customer. After that, I don't know what happened with it, but I'm assuming that thing's probably on freaking chopper somewhere.
I would imagine. You know what? You might have saved a couple lives.
Absolutely, I did. Absolutely, I did. Absolutely.
Proud Canadian right here. Dale, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. A real pleasure to talk about that. It was great to see Randy. It was great to talk about the Hamilton Mini Indy, and really great to learn a little bit more about what the future has in hold, especially when it comes to technology.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm Cy Williams. You've tuned in to Steel Town Sessions. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back. Except for your TikTok, we're gonna stick around. We'll be right back after this short message.